with this plowing deep snow to cross the flooding Missouri. Tens of thousands will not make the Crux Point, where for 7,000 years ancients wet their whistles digging char pits. In the stretch, two rivers funnel into a narrow strip. Now subdivided at Highway 191 with barbed wire flanks, the herd risk the middle way, hurtling through the bottleneck as cars, trucks, gas fields, semis run them down the perilous corridor. To taxpayers' annoyance, kindred souls have built a thin overpass just for them. North Pacific gray whales illuminating this manuscript. Feeding grounds of Sakhalin Island migrate 14,000 miles down to Baja and back, sliding the lens, exposes hidden events and situations and the splash of tide pools, constraining elevations, bake in the sun, suffering winds, barnacles, lichen hard-shelled crab oysters, black turban, hold firm to upper stories, limpets, mussel, sea lettuce, remembering well interlopers, longitudinal transgressors, quick change artists, working cross purposes through twice-covered midriff, surviving wave action, sea palm, rockweed, invertebrate algae, sheltering nudibranch, anemone, longitudinally fissioning, sea stars, chitin sponge, 10,000 BP, locks of Sims, refugees of coralline, dead man's finger, honeycomb, castle worm, gooseneck, low abalone, cucumber, whelk, purple urchin, hermit, sea hare, wavy top on the bottom. Each varies with the change and attitude of lean. But can every between hold such sense as these inflorescent pools to knock us out of joint, to make us understand where we came, we are, we go. Meanwhile, star, sea, die-off reverberates the coastline. No adjustment of the spiral faults can cure. Urchins to the south shed their spines to begin a dance of death. Stimulating nonetheless fear in the north, they will rise from the stars melting in the sand and march in the kelp beds, mowing the forest down. In hot pursuit of the illusory story, Kata strike the snaking train, Austin, Laredo, Monterey. New Year's above El Aguila Azteca, with another train following close on this single track. Penetrating a blind night of revelry. From our caboose, a stinking, drunken, ichthyophallic devil of a conductor shoots pot shots at the nearing locomotive, racing far too close. No se puede.
No.
The only thing you'll catch is a crab. Tu puta chingada. On into the mountains. At that unexpected turn, our train lurches, strains, and bends on its feeble axis, only to be rammed from behind. Venting a hiatus of disbelief lasting several centuries. A staggering train staff, shaking now in their cups of black coffee, swept away through gauntlets of the inebriated, looking for a fast and a strategic exit. El Diablo Loco manejando esta flecha de la muerte. No hay problema. El payaso con las pistolas yelled in a feeble attempt to comfort the uncomfortable and mask his guilt. when my plastered, tall friend, no doubt, discombobulated and staggering out from having his body, not to omit head, smashed up inside the miniature WC during the quasi-train wreck, unleashed a barrel of port into my ex-boss's face, and then sashayed up to the heretofore named official and triumphantly mocked to wide public approval, "No hay problema!" Macho retribution in bloodshed was kept at bay when it was explained that this fine amigo, usually the kindest, gentlest friend of man, was alas the best one, a dipsomaniac who simply couldn't help himself during these extremely rare yet quixotic episodes, to which the donkey conductor shook his white head, throated braying that people ought to learn to control themselves, all the while trying to fully ignore the relentless and chugging refrain, "No hay problema! No hay problema! No hay problema!" mercilessly nipping his fetlocks and dogging his pitiful escape route. Giving a go for everyone, blood letters magnetize a cloud full backup from Mexico monarchs. GPS engaged, cling to narrowing forest zones, take wing through generations 4. Being collective, thin again, El Super Canada long haul, return a billion strong to butterfly tree. Co-evolving envelopes, chock full of transvestors, becoming never alone, but all of these. Changes weather in Chicago. Not a knot, just multi-layered polyverse, third winking vortex. Before giddy roundup got to mention GMOs along the continuum of nows, enable killing indeed. Where no milkweed dangle their summoning odds, La Mariposa y su larva will surely starve. For this, El Doctor Asclepius finds little reason to visit, so leaves at home his strange blue bottle upon which such beauties interdepend. Step right in to my Palooka-ria. The philosophic barber sweeps filed knotted strands from the floor right into the compost out back. Each one a tale braided into a cord of stories he plants in hopes of taking off what they might render up. And my impersonation, the sincerest flattery, clinging tightly its snood, lice radiated species with Gondwanaland breakup, before the Cretaceous ensemble, when the rhizome parasitized dinosaurs feathering through cometary cataclysm, if then birds great Tinamou harbors 18, and mammals co-evolving as needed, mirrored companions. Datable DNA fossils benchmark points of bifurcation.
Yeah, he's cool. I like this guy.
Human pubic lice related to gorillas from 13 million BP, head lice cropped up as humans and chimpanzees parted company. Our loss of hair runs the kudu down the path of heat stroke. Now kids, as you look at this intriguing slide projection, I want you to think on some of our great achievements, the things that make us proud to be bacteria, the most innovative beings in the universe. Now don't laugh, we're partners in this, you know. Now ponder what you see, their alien manner of bestowing affection, and how we engage the process to advance our own program and careers.
Roboflex.
Do you see how the sweet mother beams with happiness as she licks us into the very face of her beloved calf? Mine used to spit her florid purple hanky and rub more than presentability into my countenance. Now, something that perhaps puts the shoe on the other foot, so to speak. You all know that organisms depend upon resources from environments. But for viruses, their environments are actually other living entities. Yes, Betty, you're correct. We can do that too. But do you know phages partner with animals to select from among us the preferred symbionts? Now take a look at these 3 slides of a man in space. Yuri Gagarin, beside another strange entity, and finally a photo of a public library. Why do you think I'm showing these? You know all creatures need energy, and time out of mind, viruses hit upon a stroke that fired some crucial modalities into reproduction, metabolism, and migration. Now what they did was remarkable. Rather than wastefully maintaining their organelles associated with said energy utilities, viruses subdivided their bodies and released the migratory and attachment features into discrete and super efficient machinic components.
Asian flags.
Of course, its principal metabolism functions were resolved for the organism centrale. But teacher, tell us why you used the 3 slides. Right, Philip. Here goes. The ancient viruses separated their propagation needs into parts. They were space programs, encoded to seek out, rendezvous, and dock with viable hosts who could then act as energy source points for their vast coextensive networks. For them, hosts became their principal environment, a kind of space station or noble gantry, or umbilicus from which further pushes into the yonder could be made. This, coupled with their technique of deploying direct horizontal gene transfers across domains, something we know something about, right, bacteria?
Something we know.
Exploded our planetary diversity as it helped to create the symbiotic path of evolution and opened the way for the transmigration of coherences. Because they take information wherever they find it, these beings retain the vestiges of the vast archive of the Earth's written language, its code, hence the library. They help build the coextensive toolkit, and our help laid the groundwork for the whole shebang. In the early immune system, they may have had a hand in the emergence of the individual, with its peculiar sexual reproductive function and concomitant phenomena of death. Features of much concern to our animal progeny, but not something we have to worry so much about. So now that you know the answer to the question, there's only more order of business. Fare forward, Space Cadets. Exits will open briefly. Attention. Exits will close briefly.
That's what she said.
Reality emerges subject to multiple coextensive and permeable formations. Driving the two-tone white and turquoise Mint 50 holds 88 in corporate colonial Mexico, I turned into the warehouse district in search of a fine duck.
Hey, yo.